I do not know how and why it is beyond the limits of comprehension of the flag bearers of secularism that if you truly believe that religion should be kept out of state, the corollary is equally applicable, that the state should be kept out of religion. But is it? Secularism is total separation of religion and state. Total. There are half a dozen articles and amendments and directive principles in our constitution that make it plural, not secular. In fact, the word secular was inserted in our preamble by Indira Gandhi during the emergency. It was absent from Ambedkar's constitution. Our state declares itself to be secular, but is shamelessly not so, regulating, governing, and controlling as it does Hindu places of worship. So yes, temples matter. Hindu temples have been, for thousands of years, the centers of worship, learning, community living, trade and economy, statecraft, and even defense. Every invader has known that to dismantle India, you need to dismantle first this temple ecosystem. And every invader has managed it. What sets the British apart is that they, as invaders, managed to also pass this dismantling on to those who they ruled and subjugated. And now the latter are continuing with the dismantling. Right from the Madras Regulation 7, 1817 to Religious Endowments Act 1863 to the Religious and Charitable Endowments Act 1925 to the Hindu Religious and Endowments Act 1927 to Act 12, 1935 to the Post-Independence Hindu Religious and Charitable Endowments Act 1951. Hindus have been at the receiving end of state-sponsored loot and pillaging of their places of worship. And when the 1951 legislation was challenged in the Madras High Court, and subsequently the Supreme Court, and most of the draconian provisions of the 1951 Act struck down, the Congress that was in power then quickly passed the Hindu Religious and Charitable Endowments Act 1959, snubbing the court decree. 2 years ago, the same Madras High Court dismissed a petition challenging the constitutional validity of this act, commenting that, quote, management of temples has got nothing to do with the right to worship. A Hindu can worship as much as he wants, unquote. And I have to quote the honorable judges verbatim because there already is a contempt court against me, so I don't want to have another criminal contempt of court. So this is a verbatim quote. But I ask you, if the Congress can bring in a legislation to control Hindu temples, one that still stands, why cannot the present government bring in a legislation to free Hindu temples? A petition by Swami Paramatmananda and Swami Dayananda Saraswati is pending in the Supreme Court since 2012. For more than 10 years, they can allow midnight hearings for granting mercy petitions to terrorists, but cannot spare time for this. In his plea, Swamiji gave the example of the grand Ardhanareshwara temples in Tiruchenagode, Tamil Nadu. Even though the temple generates more than 1 crore annual income, the budget earmarked for conducting daily puja and performing rituals is a mere 1 lakh. Swami Dayananda Saraswati did not live to see the day his beloved temples would be wrested from state control. He passed away in 2015. Governments of just 10 states control more than 110,000 Hindu temples. Tamil Nadu Temple Trust alone own 478,000 acres of temple land. Tamil Nadu government controls 36,425 temples and 56 mutts. For Karnataka, the figure is 34,566. Is this what we call secularism? The communist state of Kerala has 5 Devaswam boards: Travancore, Guruvayur, Cochin, Malabar, and Kudalmanikam. Together, they manage 3,058 temples. The communists, for whom religion is supposedly the opium of the masses, are controlling Hindu temples and their boards, appointing board members on their whims and fancies. Many either belong to the Communist Party or are card-carrying members of it. Why? What business is it of the state to levy an administrative charge from anywhere between 5% to 21% on Hindu temples in the name of audit? What business is it of the state to dictate how many times a puja is to be conducted and who is to conduct it? And who is qualified to be the priest and what is going to be the procedure of worship? What business is it of the state to control tens of thousands of acres of temple land and then set rent for it? The loss to Hindu temples on account of this alone is estimated over decades to be in lakhs of crores, according to the activist and litigant T.R. Ramesh. The Tamil Nadu government, that should be earning a minimum of 6,000 crores per annum from the 2.44 crore square feet of temple land it controls, earns a mere 58 crores, not even 1%.